And now, let the celebration begin.
Good morning. There it is. You know, between November 24th, November 20th, and January 24th, there are 14 religious holidays. Yes? So that's why I'm happy to sing Happy Holidays, not just Merry Christmas, right? So won't you join me? Happy holidays, happy holidays. May the merry bells keep ringing. May your every wish come true. Happy holiday, happy holiday. May the calendar keep ringing. Happy holidays to you. We'll do that one more time. Happy holiday, happy holidays, happy holiday, happy holidays. May the merry bells keep ringing. May your every wish come true. Happy holidays, happy holidays. May your calendar keep ringing. Happy holidays to you. And then we have another one. If we go to the next slide, you know this one, right? Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. Woo! Ah, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. We do that again. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Cha-cha-cha. Good morning, folks. When's the last time you sang Feliz Navidad in church, right? Yeah, good. Well, welcome on this cold and rainy, it's not even that cold, but it's a rainy day. I'm just getting back from Japan yesterday. Well, I think it's yesterday, but it was actually Friday. And I can tell you that my body thinks it's 3 a.m. Monday. That's what time it is in Tokyo right now, and that's what my body thinks it is. And that's certainly what it thought it was at 2 o'clock this morning. So, Glenn!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is it on? Is the mic on?
It is on.
It is on.
You are on.
Okay.
You is on.
Well, welcome to unity in the Olympics. Welcome to unity. Welcome to oneness. My name is Glenn Jones, and I celebrate the host of hosts within each one of you, within me, and everyone who's listening. That host, that indwelling host who resides within us all. Our elder brother, Jesus, said, I and the Father are one. He also said, and so are you. Now, the first part was blasphemy. The second part was just beyond the pale. So they got rid of him for all that. But I'm so grateful for the Fillmores and other New Thought teachers that have revisited that truth. That now we can say, I and my Father, Mother, God are one. Father, Mother, me, equal as one. And we don't have to worry about getting strung up on a cross. So I'm so grateful for the Fillmores and bringing this holy truth back into the light for us. Our beloved ministry coordinator, B.A. Huffman, welcome back.
Thank you.
Is sharing a message and music today. Our audiovisual team is made up of Merlin Fisher, Bill Evans, with online Zoom assistance from Tim West. Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
Pat Mawson is our scheduled prayer chaplain today, and we will read her prayer a bit later as she and Charles are at home joining us through Zoom. If you would like a prayer partner after the service today, please see our lovely prayer chaplain, Sandra Blanchard. Where's Sandra? There she is. We especially welcome those of you who are joining online, the miracle of technology. No matter what our location is, we are all in the right and perfect place at the right and perfect time. So let us now declare the space we are in to be sacred space as we stand upon holy ground, no matter where on this planet we are. I'm going one little plug.
All right.
I've been reading this Unity Quest for Truth by Eric Butterworth, and as you can see, I've found a few pages that resonate. So if you haven't had a chance to read it yet or pick it up, you'll do yourself a favor if you do. You'll love it. You will love it.
We have at least 2 more copies. I know that I have at least 2 more copies in my office for purchase, and I don't know if we have any more for borrowing or not, but that is the book that I have referenced a lot in the last couple of months. So let's, you know what, let's stand up and get our toes moving a little bit, or some blood moving, and let's sing a Christmas song, right? Let's go back to those words, though, please. Even though we know these, we can start off without them, right? Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Yes, good singing this morning. Yeah, if we can have a seat. This is the third Sunday of Advent, and the third Sunday of Advent is the theme is love. Yes, so I think, Glenn, you've got a little bit to read for us about that.
Yes, right? I do. If I can coordinate my pages.
Mixing 2 different scripts together, right?
Turn off the mic. Okay, I got that. And back on again. So we have an Advent affirmation, and we know that an affirmation is an affirmative prayer. So we're actually praying as we affirm, as we light the Advent candle of love, we are reminded that unconditional love is our true nature. And therefore we are never without it. It is the essence of our being, requiring nothing of us, while giving us the gift of the power to embody and express our true nature. Just as the light of one candle eliminates darkness, we know that one single expression of love can chase away any darkness that we may perceive. We affirm together this message of Advent. Where'd it go? On the screen.
Yeah, it's on, and it will also say on page 3 at the bottom.
Page 3.
Page 3.
Oh yes, there it
There
is.
we go. And the top of that.
On this third Sunday
of
of Advent, I choose to awaken the song of love in my heart. And now, let us bless the children in this place. They don't see any little ones except for within. I brought mine. Here in our hearts, and throughout the world. You are smart, you're kind, and you are important. We see the divine light within
inside you, and
we love everything about you, just the way you are.
So our prayer chaplain, Pat Mawson, is with us online. Hello, Pat and Charles. And Charles has a cold. Actually, a few people of us have a cold this week. So Charles is not able to drive Pat over. So we are still going to, actually, I'll read for you Pat's prayer for us. So this is the prayer of the week. Won't you join me? Sweet Spirit, you tell me there is only love. You are love. I am love. This season is a reminder that in the midst of decorating and wrapping and sending cards, there is only love. Help me remember the innocence of childhood Christmas past, when life was simpler, and the remembrance of Christmas tree lights and decorations were happy ones. During this season of winter, you give us the opportunity to slow down, to come inside to talk with you and listen to the warmth of your insights and words. Love doesn't change, just my perceptions. Let my mind be filled with you. Thank you for your guidance, always nudging us into the remembrance of love. When I see a deer in the snow, I slow down to appreciate its beauty and long for my birthing with you in this joyous season. So be it. Amen. And for our collective prayer, this is an adaptation of the reading, the Advent reading from your Advent booklets, right? You all have those from, and if you haven't, we still have a couple back at the front table there. So the Advent, and so this collective prayer is taken from that. We can all say this together, pray this together. Let us join now in collective thought, collective hearts, and collective prayer as we affirm this Advent prayer. Divine Spirit of love, with deep gratitude and devotion, we give to the world our gifts of love and unity, compassion and commitment, tolerance and acceptance, forgiveness and kindness. Your love radiates in and from the deepest and most sacred parts of our souls to bless all life. We generously give our unconditional love without expecting anything in return, still knowing that as we give, so shall we receive. As we speak it, so it is. Amen. Thank you. And I realize that as we move on to the daily word, that I left my daily word book in my office. You don't happen to have one. Do you want to, would you grab one for, thank you, Charlotte, either in the office or just out here on the stereo. It's probably on my desk there. The Daily Word is, as we know, it's a bi-monthly magazine, right? And we have some for purchase in the back there. And it's been around for 98 years. The Daily Word has been writing and sending affirmations and thoughts. Thank you. Thanks, Shar. Again, the theme being love. The affirmation is, I answer the call to love, embracing the world. They write, love is both a noun and a verb. More than just a feeling, it is one of the highest intentions I can hold, and one of the most sacred actions I can take. Love is the name and nature of God, the pulsation of oneness from the center of my heart to the farthest reaches of earthly existence. On this third Sunday of Advent, love is also a call to action, an invitation to perceive the world through the Christ presence and live as the love I am. I open my heart and I let my love flow forth as kindness, gentleness, and compassion. I stay grounded in the presence of God through my prayers, and I radiate love through my kind words and actions. I trust my loving impulses will reach far and wide. The light and joy I send forth grow and expand to encompass all things. So with me, won't you say our affirmation together? I answer the call to love, embracing the world. Well, I'm going to take a little sip here. Love. No small topic, is it? So as you know, I just get back from Japan, and some of you know that. And one of the interesting things, I had a great time, by the way. It was all work, a couple decent business dinners. I'm terrified of most Japanese food, I can tell you. It's not a flavor that I love, but I've kind of worked out a few favorite foods that I have. So I'm like, oh, good, I'll have beef curry, or oh, good, I'll have steak, or I'll go to the little Italian restaurant down the street, which is my favorite. I probably ate more pasta during my 10 days there than I've eaten in 10 months, but. On our lunch breaks, so we would stay. So I was rehearsing a show, a big, great Broadway show, and we would stay on campus in the building for lunch, and they would send out for lunch for us if we wanted. And so we sent out for salad. It turned out most days, which is also more salad than I've probably eaten in 10 months too. I got my vegetables, but the interesting thing is these salads came in. And there were three of us Americans there, two of my colleagues, and we got our salads, and they're in those plastic shells, right? It comes from a restaurant, and but there was no fork. There were spoons. They gave us spoons to eat our salad. So we were like, oh, well, this is interesting. What do we do? Well, fortunately, the salads were like super chopped up, really, so they were really small bits of lettuce. Actually, one of my pet peeves is a big piece of lettuce I don't know what to do with. So this chopped salad worked really well for me. But I was like, well, I guess a spoon works. But then one of my colleagues says, Haruka-san, could you tomorrow maybe have some forks for us? So the next day we had sporks. You know what a spork is, right? A foon spork, like you get at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, but it was interesting because what we realized is. There are no forks in Japanese eating. Like there are forks in Americanized restaurants in Japan, but there are chopsticks and there are spoons. That's what you get over there, right? I mean, historically, you're going to find forks if you ask at a decent restaurant. But generally, this is not a tool that they use, right? It's not a food eating implement, right? So. Of course, I can make my way around with chopsticks, but certain things are kind of challenging with chopsticks, like rice, for instance. If it's got the nice stickiness to it, you can get a nice chunk of rice, but then there's like little bits of rice, and if you're not into wasting food, I don't know how you get those last little bits of grains of rice, because no, and I'm just using my fingers by this point, or noodles. Like, how do you they're very good at using these chopsticks for noodles. I lost on me. Can't do it. So I did learn to eat salad with a spoon. That worked out as long as it was chopped. But it was a really interesting thing. I remember being in Singapore a few years ago, and there were some some construction workers working on something, and they were Indian. And they were sitting on the ground for their lunch break, sitting on the ground, and they opened up their foil package they brought home with rice, and they were scooping it up and eating with their hands. That was how very natural for them to be eating with their hands, right? No utensils needed, right? I have even if you choose to eat with a spoon, right? One of my very closest friends is a restaurant critic for a big city in the U.S. I won't say what city, and I won't. But he holds his spoon in the funniest way to me. And this is like a major restaurant critic, right? He holds his spoon like a child would, sort of like overhanded. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a child holds theirs, you dig in like this instead of underhanded. And I find this fascinating to me. I'm like, how does someone who makes food as a living? But my point is, there are many utensils to use to eat food, and there are many ways to even hold those utensils, right? What came to me is we also have many tools for spiritual growth. And some of them work for some people, and some of them don't work for other people, right? So tools that we use here at Unity for spiritual growth, right? We use our 5 Unity principles, right? We've been talked about them. We've repeated those a lot in the last month. Those are really tried and true principles in the Unity tradition and in other traditions as well. We use meditation and prayer, different types of meditation, different types of prayer. Yoga and Tai Chi, right? Those are different tools that people use to access their spiritual journey, to go further on that. Biblical scriptures are tools that some people use. Music is a tool that some people use. Daily word readings, Advent candles, right? These are all tools, but just like utensils, they work for some and they don't work for all, and that's okay. It's okay if you hold your spoon overhanded. And it's okay if you don't light Advent candles, or if you light them in a different order, if they're not the same color. It's okay if you prefer meditation over prayer or prayer over meditation. All of these are their individual tools for each of us to use. And the great thing about Unity is Unity celebrates that, right? I like, something that came to me recently is Unity, of course, the big giant U in Unity, but to me it's you do you. Unity means you do you. You do it the way you want to do it. What deepens your spiritual practice? What works for you? You've heard me for 4 months now, 5 months now, telling you the different versions of my version of my spiritual practice, what works for me. That's what I enjoy sharing that with you. And sometimes it resonates with you, and sometimes you're like, not me, but I'll come back next week. That is what is so great about Unity churches, whether you're here or elsewhere. You're always welcome to you do you. That's why I still continue to resonate with Unity and other New Thought churches as well. There is more than one way to put food in your mouth, and there's more than one way to walk your spiritual path. That was one of my lessons from Japan as I was there this week. There is one tool that the other thing is I cautioned myself that tools are not rules. Don't let your tools become rules. And no one else's tools are the rules that you need to follow. Right? Really, really good there. Tools are not rules. There is one tool for me that is pretty much a rule for me. There's like one thing, one teaching, and that is today's topic, which is love. Love everyone. Love everyone. That is the new commandment that Jesus gave. Love your neighbor as yourself, right? Unity minister and author Eric Butterworth, who wrote the book, Spiritual Quest, right? A Quest for Truth, and many other things. He writes about love. He says, I do not need to make myself love certain people. That was groundbreaking for me right there. I do not need to make myself love certain people. I only need to get myself out of the way and let the divine energy of love flow through me. Whew. The love in me is God in me. I do not generate love. I simply express it. This was hugely helpful to me, right? Because in my understanding, there are people out there that I just have a hard time loving. I mean, I hear some laughs of recognition here, right? There are some people that, this is really hard for me to love this person. And what I realize is that's my personality, that's my ego self. These are the parts of me, my personality don't mesh with this person's personality. So I really don't like this person, but does that mean I don't love that person? If I step out of the way, of my ego self, of my human self, and allow divine love to come through, that's when I can say, yes, I can love this person that I don't like, that I don't resonate with. It's the personality that doesn't resonate with that personality, and that's okay. Step out of the way and let divine love come in, and you'll be just fine. You'll know the difference. Divine love doesn't know the emotions of anger or frustration. That's the part of me that doesn't love someone, right? That's when I find someone unlovable because I'm frustrated with them, or I don't like this about them. But that divine love doesn't know that. Divine love does not have a litmus test, right? Like divine love only loves you if you have a good job, or divine doesn't like, it's not like there's this dating period, right, where divine love decides whether it's going to love you or not. Like, oh, well, do you have a good job? Do you want kids? Do you leave your socks on the floor? Like all these, do you put the toilet paper under or over? These are the things that we decide whether we're going to fall in love with someone or not. But no, divine love doesn't do that, right? Step out of the way. It's always there. Again, lots of smiles of recognition. Was it the socks or the toilet paper? Which one? The toilet paper, right? I'm not going to go there. That's like politics and religion. You don't talk about it, right? And cars, right? I have seen the patent. I've seen the patent. I know how it was invented, but I'm not going to say anything. Right? Yes, yeah. I should actually have a slide of it right up here, right? This is the way, yes and no, right? Divine love isn't conditional, right? It just is. It is what it is. It's there before we are. It's there before our personality sets in. It's the order of the universe. And the only impediment to divine love is human personality. It's fascinating to me that we are the only species really that can conceive and know what love is, right? And yet we're the only species that can get in its way. Fascinating to me. Get out of its way, right? It's okay to have our emotions, but divine love doesn't know emotions, right? Divine love knows love, right? But love is an emotion, but it's also love is an emotion. Like when we talk about human romantic love, I love this, but divine love is not an emotion, it's a state of being. And that's what we're talking about here. In that way, we don't have to get in its way. Another one of Jesus' great teachings is to love your neighbor as yourself, right? Love your neighbor as yourself. So, we've heard the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. How do I love my neighbor as myself if I'm not particularly good at loving myself? And there are lots of ways that show up when we don't love ourselves. I can tell you that if I happen to accidentally look into the mirror before I put clothes on after the shower, I'm not loving myself so much. I'm like, wow, that was a couple extra pounds you put on in the last 6 months, I can tell you, wow, I look in the mirror too closely and I see wrinkles and I see more gray hair in my beard. I don't have to worry about losing hair because that was gone when I was 19 years old. So that's not my problem. But so that's one way that I can maybe look at myself and judge myself, right? Not loving myself. Another way that I might judge myself or not love myself, I should say, when I procrastinate, when I'm grouchy. My friend Lee will tell you about me being grouchy. He knows all too well. When I'm down in the dumps, when I'm lonely. These are ways that show up when we're not loving ourselves, or they can cause us to not love ourselves. When I eat too much or drink too much, that third glass of wine on a Friday night, probably not a wise choice, right? Sleep too little, or otherwise don't take care of my health. These are all ways that I'm not loving myself. How about when I criticize or blame myself for not reaching a certain goal, or meeting a certain timeline, or not winning at something, or losing a cherished relationship? How much do we judge ourselves about that? When I engage in stressful conversations or judging conversations or relationships, all of these ways. So if we're not loving ourselves in these ways, how on earth Can we love our neighbors? If I actually love my neighbors as I love myself, I'd be a pretty crappy neighbor. They'd be like, wow, you're not very nice. Because I'm not nice to sometimes I'm nicer to other people than I am to myself. But it actually shows up though. Eventually it's going to show up. It's okay. It's easy to say or pretend that we love ourselves, but it's always going to show up when we are judging someone else or we are less tolerant of other people. It's coming from where? It's coming from within. We've heard it, but it really is, it shows up. It will be the first test. If you are wondering whether you love yourself enough, you'll know the minute you criticize some woman's dress or some of the way someone pulled in the parking lot in front of you, or the way that this person sang, or the way that this person didn't sing, or the whatever, you'll know right away the minute you're judging someone else, it's because you've been judging yourself inside. If you want to see love, you have to be love. We've heard this, right? If you want to see love, you have to be love. That means for yourself first. In Japan, there are two predominant religions. There is Buddhism and there is Shinto. And Shinto has been around since the beginning of Japanese culture. It's a very, very, very old religion. And Buddhism came to Japan from the main continent, from Asia, through China, from India and China in the 6th century. So it's been there for a long time too. And they're both about 50% of people who identify with any kind of religion at all in Japan, and many don't, but are going to be either Shinto or Buddhist followers, Buddhism followers. And like the US, there are Shinto temples everywhere. Do you have a question, or are you raising your hand? Stretching. Yeah. That's right. Yes, absolutely. Like 2% Christian, and then other is like another 2% or one, whatever. And that's actually of just the people who identify with some kind of religious belief. They actually, if you break it down into how many believe in anything, there's like a 30% of people who don't follow anything. So anyway, I digress. But thank you, Merlin. The temples in Japan are like the US churches. They are varied, right? There can be some very simple ones, and there can be some more ornate and fancy ones. And one of the things that I really, really love about Shintoism, it has a lot of things that are very similar to what we think in New Thought as well. But one of the things that I really love is they have an altar at the front of the Shinto temple. And at the altar, in most of them, not every single one of them, but most of them, the main centerpiece of the altar is a mirror. It's a mirror. Because when you go to pray at the altar, that's what you look into, is the mirror. That's where you're going to see God, or spirit, or whatever you call it, is in that reflection. That is powerful to me. Powerful. If you want to see God, you're going to look in that mirror. If you want to see love, you're going to look in that mirror. That can be the same way for us at home too, right? Look in that mirror, see God right there. See love in that mirror. If you're not seeing it, you're not being it. Right? Am I being love? To love others, we have to love ourselves. To love all others, we have to love all parts of ourselves. God and love are our very essence, just as water is the essence to a raindrop. Right? A raindrop is water. Water is the raindrop. Right? There's nothing. Love is us. We are love. Is our very, very essence. In this third Sunday of Advent, we are, by Advent tradition, we are awaiting the birth of Jesus, which we celebrate somewhat historically inaccurately on December 25th, but that's okay. It's the day we've chosen, right? And Jesus' greatest teaching was to love one another. Love one another as we would love ourselves. There's a song I wrote about 5 years ago that encapsulates this message. And I share this with you from the deepest part of me. This is the message that I take the most from the Christmas. Long ago and far away, on a silent night, the songs all say, a child was born, a quiet, humble birth. The wise men came, so the story goes, to kneel before this Christmas rose, and angels sang their songs of peace on earth. I've heard this tale for as long as I remember, and it's told again to remind us each December. There's a reason for the season. It's the birthday of a child who would grow to be a teacher with his manner soft and mild. And of all the words he said, the most important ones I've read are the message that this season we recall. Love all. Christmas trees and Santa's sleigh all decorate the holiday, and every home's aglow with twinkling lights. Fireplace with stockings hung, the pies are baked, the carols sung. There's so much preparation for this night. We set the scene for Christmas each December, and we take the time to step back and remember. There's a reason for the season. It's the birthday of a child who would grow to be our teacher with his manner soft and mild. And of all the words he said, the most important ones I've read are the message that this season we recall. Love all. Love all. The Christmas sales start earlier each year, and Christmas Eve can grow as Christmas Eve draws near. We get caught up with doing more and more, losing sight of what it's really for. There's a reason for the season. It's the birthday of a child who would grow to be our teacher with his manner soft and mild. And of all the words he said, the most important ones I've read are the message that this season we recall. Love all. Love all. Love all. Everyone. And so I ask this Christmas morn, let the love in me be born like the tiny baby in that stall. Let me love Thank you. Oh, thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, please. It's mm, mm, thank you, Melissa. It's great to have you here. Again, you've been here before, you said, so thank you. Hug yourself, Melissa says. That's, good. Glenn, let's move on to our next part. Thank you all.
And now we move our love and gratitude forward by sharing our tithes and offerings. It is said that we can give to what feeds us. If your heart has been fed here today, Unity in the Olympics gratefully receives all that comes through you. For those of you joining us online, we also accept love offerings on our website, www.unityintheolympics.org. Also, if you have a written prayer request, please hand it in, and it will be confidentially held in the prayer box and prayed over for 30 days, and then sent to the Worldwide Unity Prayer Ministry to be held in collective prayer for 30 more days. That's pretty exponential. Wow. And the prayer is answered. And now, held in our hands or in our hearts, let us bless our gifts as we move them forward into oneness, saying, Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love.
Blessings come to me, abundance flows through me. I'm grateful for all I receive. When I give from inside, it comes back multiplied. It is so just as I believe. I am grateful for all I receive. Let's sing this again, folks. Blessings come to me, abundance flows through me. I'm grateful for all I receive. When I give from inside, it comes back multiplied. It is so just as I believe. I am grateful for all I receive. When I give from inside, it comes back multiplied. It is so just as I believe. I am grateful for all I receive.
And so now we bless these tithes and these prayers with the full love that they represent, for they are the energy of our being, whether they are material or spiritual or both. We know that God is here and right now, and that our expression of the Christ takes many forms, whether material or invisible. We know that we are surrounded by love, and we have the opportunity to embrace that love and express it even more, whether with a dollar bill, a smile, or simply the feeling of gratitude. And so we let it be so. Amen.
Thank you, Glenn. Well, we have some announcements for today. Let's see, got my pages in order here. Monday midday meditation tomorrow, hosted by Sandra Blanchard and Tim West. That's at noon on Zoom. Yes. Okay. Sandra, what do we do with meditation? You want to give some new people maybe an invitation to them? What? Yeah. Yeah, we send out emails, and if you aren't getting that email link, we can send it to you. Mm. And you can find, I see we have Facebook Unity in the Olympics, but if you aren't getting that email and you want to get it, make sure that we get your email address from you today, and we'll put you on that specific list, and to make sure. I just wanted to thank you for explaining that, because we talk about this each week, but I'm not sure it's clear to everyone sort of what it is and how you join it. So there you go. All right. Thank you. Oh, yes. So this Saturday, the Oak Ridge University group here, and here we can see, as told by those present, Joshua, Joseph, and Mother Mary. So Oak Ridge University is an organization here that our Judith Coates started back with, also with Eva, right? And your late husband, and Bill Evans is a part of this group as well now. Yes. And Judith channeled a book in 1993 and 94 called Christmas Story Remembrance, right? And they have made a movie of this now, or a film, and that's going to be shown on Saturday. And there will be music involved with that. Do you remember Josie Johnson Rogers? She was here in October. She also sings one of her compositions called A Reason for the Season, similar to the song that at least the title is similar. The song is very different style, actually. Josie's wonderful, inimitable style. So that is part of that. Anyway, that is this coming Saturday here at the church. It's at 5 o'clock. The good news is, at least if you're not driving, it's dark, and so it's really pretty here because the trees are going to be lit, and you're going to see the sanctuary in the dark. So that'll be very nice. So join us here Saturday, 5 p.m. For the film of Christmas Story Remembrance. Did I get everything on that between Bill and Judith? Anything else that needs to be said about that? Oh, I did. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh yes, soup's on. We have two different kinds of soup today, thanks to Star and also to Renee, right? Renee brought, yes, a pumpkin curry, a vegetarian soup, yum. And Star, who's not here today, she's not feeling well, but she did still bring in our pot of vegetable stew. So, not vegetarian, but vegetable stew. So that's there. So we're grateful to her and that. And are there any other announcements to be shared for the week? No. Okay. Then we will move into our prayer circle. So we may not reach the whole way around the pews. We need to come up a little bit. So let's join in our prayer circle. This is where we gather together to share our gratitude for the blessings we've received. We ask and we share positive affirmations for things that might need our prayers. It's so wonderful to see all of these people here, some new faces, some returning faces. I just want to start us off by, again, we want to start off with just some affirmations of blessings that have come into our lives, just the positive, wonderful things that have happened to you this week. And then after that, we'll move into some requests for lifting up things. But today, if you have something to share with you that's been just amazing for you, that has just been one more example of how Spirit moves in your life, that you're grateful for, this is that time to share that. Ah, yes. Oh, wonderful, Melissa. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you. Mm.
And I just want to say that I can remember that now with humor. And I can remember that knowing that I love her. She's passed on now, and I just send her remembrance and her memory lots and lots of love for all of the experiences that we shared together.
Thank you, Renee. Sporks. Dual purpose utensils, right? Thank you. Wow, we hold him up. Yeah. And if we have anything that we want to lift up as that's on our hearts that needs lifted up in affirmation for us accepting a situation that we would like to have the group pray on, this is a time for that. Thank you. We'll lift up Melinda's parents. Thank you, Will. I'd like to lift up Tim West, who's having surgery this coming Tuesday. The second hip is being replaced this Tuesday. So we hold up Tim, who some of you have not met or you've seen him on video, and he's with us each week there. He lives in Missouri and served this church for several years. And so we lift him up this week as he goes through the surgery Tuesday. And also I'd like to lift up in prayer the Mawsons. Charles not feeling well today, so we lift them up. Also lifting up Eva, who's not feeling well today. Jerry, not feeling well today. We've got some pathogens working through some of our bodies, but we know that all of us can together join in strengthening these people and their immune systems, and so they can be healthy and whole and join us again soon. And Reverend Donna as well. So as we hold these blessings and affirmative prayers in our collective thoughts, let's affirm God's presence in our lives with our prayer for protection. If you, it's up here on the screen, or you might have it memorized, but we say together, The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And the health of God flows through us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, just singing this song, and why stop there, sing it all week long. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. We'll spread joy. Have a wonderful day, spreading joy all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading joy all around. Have a wonderful day, just singing this song, and why stop there, sing it all week long. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading joy all around. Have a wonderful day, spreading love all around.